Have you ever heard that your greatest weakness could also be your greatest strength? It's a double-edged sword. That's what it's called. It could work for you or it could work against you. Well, having an addictive personality, in my opinion, is exactly the same way. I never knew that I had one until I got caught up with marijuana for like 5 years. And it started as, really fun, great thing. And before I knew it, my identity started changing. I started to associate with the lifestyle and surround myself with people that I would just smoke with and stuff like that. And it made a negative impact in other areas of my life. And what I started to realize is that I started to analyze myself, and I started to realize that I have this very intense, focused energy. And when I finally quit weed, which happened when we got pregnant with our first child, I realized, like, man, I had this immense amount of energy going towards marijuana, and now I freed it up. And so now it's going to something else, and I realized I wanted to make it positive. And the reason why marijuana, not marijuana, the reason why an addictive personality is a superpower is because you can channel it towards something super positive. And if you were to channel it towards something like your family or your faith or being a parent, it can blossom incredible things. A lot of people, they can't stick to something for a long period of time, but the addictive personality is like, you're so persistent and focused and you'll just get it done. Me personally, I started channeling it towards family for sure and faith, but I found that I actually have a passion for cars. And it's crazy. I made a decision that, me and my wife and I would save up for the car. We discussed this together, but I decided I want to buy a car. And instead of taking forever to save for it, we'll do it. What would it take to save for it in like 3 months? We ended up doing it in about 4.5 months. We got the car, and now I could spend hours. I could spend 12, 15 hours just working on this thing, doing fun little, installing disco neon lights and that sort of thing. I love it. I love like taking it apart, putting it back together. It really fills my time. So there's like this creative flow coming out of me that I haven't experienced in a long time, because my state of mind was just in this different place with a substance. Now, there's also a fine line, because I could easily spend less time with my family and spend less time, with my wife, because I'm so laser locked and focused on the car. So the cool thing is just having a little bit more self-awareness. After everything I went through with weed, I found that I need to be on the lookout for little indicators that I'm falling off track. And little indicators might be that I notice I have something to do, but instead of doing it, I go and work on the car to take my mind off it, because that's going to stall progress. And that's something that I would do when I would smoke as well. So, we'll see CEOs and entrepreneurs all the time. The one thing they talk about is having obsession, being obsessed with something. Now, it's not always great when you don't fill other buckets in your life, like family, faith being two huge ones. But there takes a degree of obsession to really become successful at something, because you have to stick with something for a long period of time and just have a high stickability factor where you can get through roadblocks and not let things hold you back. And that's where an addictive personality comes in hugely. As long as you channel it towards something positive that's going to grow you and grow the people around you, it has this incredible creative energy to give you more out of life and help you get out of being stagnant. So it's just about channeling it in the right way. If you're having trouble channeling it towards something positive, you might need to change your environment. One of the best ways to gain new habits is to change your environment. You ever notice when you move to a new house, that's near a hiking trail or something, and you start doing it, it's much easier to start hiking than if you were to do it at your old house. The same thing goes in a multitude of situations. But getting accountability, getting around new people, hanging out with people that you actually want to be like, that you aspire to be, then allowing them to hold you accountable, asking, say, hey, I'm super coachable. If you feel like I'm sliding off track, will you let me know? Will you be totally upfront and honest with me? Accountability is so huge and critical. So those are, just a few. I'm just flowing right now, but you guys, I think having an addictive personality, it may come off like something, you may have a stigma towards that, like, addicts, 12-step programs and that sort of thing. I think it's actually a superpower. I really do. I think an addictive personality is a superpower, as long as you apply it towards something good. So, hey, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Shoot me a comment. Let me know what you think. I just took a little break. I'm walking through the forest right now and figured I would stop, just share what I'm thinking here. But hey, if you like the content, go ahead and like the video. And if you'd like to subscribe, please do so. I'd love to share more content. Hope all is well with you, and catch you soon.